Oh, my woo-woo dude. Here's another one. Here is another one. Burnett, Texas, I think is how you pronounce this. Someone said, man, this was 2 houses down from me. And they posted this on one of my Patreon's Telegram groups. And I think it was the public one, whatever. But anyways, 2 hands. 2 hands holding a hailstone. This is Texas. This just happened, I guess, within the last 2 days. My woo-woo dude. So I showed you the one the other day that this happened. And the video I talked about it before it happened was about 2 or 3 days before that. And I know I mentioned it before that in another video too. Which video, I don't remember. And for just giving credit purposes that this dude told me this, you know, in advance. And I also said this in one of those videos. It might have even been the same one. And this is going back over a month now. He was saying, watch the east. Joe, they're telling me to look east. Telling me look to the east, something big in the east. Okay, well, what's in the east? Asia, China, Taiwan, Hong Kong. So, I'm hearing, you know, because someone had messaged me again and said, Joe, well, he was mentioning also, but about the east. Because I texted him this morning about the 2 hands holding that kid or whatever holding this thing, the ice, and he goes, remember, my vision was of someone with 2 hands holding, like it would take 2 hands to hold it. And I thought, yeah, because I think the first one I sent you guys, I showed you the other day, it was a 1-hander, but it was still big enough you could hold it with 2 hands. But the picture was 1 hand, I think. Now we have a young man here holding one in Texas, 2 hands. Could you imagine driving or honestly being outside? Just being outside and that thing hits you upside the effing head. You're probably dead. Severe trauma to the head. Done. You might as well drop up a brick, you know, concrete cinder block on someone's head. How much do you think that ice thing weighs, man? Yeah, it's a kid holding it, but somebody's using 2 of his hands. The thing probably weighs, you know, 10 to 15 pounds. You know, you'd think, I mean, I'm just looking at it again. I mean, a gallon of water, maybe it doesn't quite weigh, I think it's 8 pounds, so maybe that's 5 or 6 pounds. So maybe it's not as heavy as I'm thinking, but still, try dropping something that weighs 5 or 6 pounds up from the freaking sky, you know, a mile up. By the time that thing hits you, how fast is it going? I mean, again, it could kill somebody. Incredible. So I said, well, let's just type in the word Taiwan right now. And go to Google, which I'll share. I'm going to click on the news tab, though. Just I only want news reports. China drops word peaceful in latest push for Taiwan reunification 1 day ago. Chinese government drops 1 day ago. 1 hour ago. Taiwan separatists panic as mainland drops peaceful in reunification narrative. Washington escalates Taiwan card out of anxiety 4 hours ago. Taiwan to fire up missile program to focus on asymmetric warfare 4 hours ago. And I thought I was just reading something about Hong Kong. Was it? Maybe it was Taiwan. Let me see. There was some kind of law they were trying to pass again. The mainland China was doing. The Hong Kong people were like, hell no. I think it was this. Let's see. End of Hong Kong, the Atlantic. China has moved to take away the city's autonomy. One of several aggressive actions by Beijing across the region 23 hours ago. 5 hours ago, Hong Kong home buyers entered the fray as developers dangled discounts. Hong Kong protesters warned against new marches 2 hours ago. Pompeo condemns China's law against Hong Kong as death knell for freedoms 22 hours ago. So yeah, that was them. Those are both in the East, both China-Asia related, big time. And I'm telling you, there's a little something that's making me nervous here. You know, and again, at the end of the month, Penny Kelly, 3 weeks. You have 3 weeks to how you deal with whatever the hell happens at the end of this month. Some kind of event or something will determine your future. You have 2 paths. Make a choice. You people will make your choice depending on how you deal with this thing. We don't know what this thing is yet. And again, oh, maybe it's just this, or it could be that. Oh, maybe it's the wave number 2 of the virus. We're not going to accept it. We're just going to open up our restaurants and our stores, and we're not going to listen to the government anymore. Maybe it's that. Or maybe China forcefully annexes. Am I causing goosebumps up your arms, John Titor? John Titor, time traveler. Maybe China forcefully annexes Taiwan and Hong Kong. John Titor said they would be forcefully annexed. Joined forces, whether you like it or not, we're one and the same. That would happen before N Day hit us. N as in Nancy. Nervous Nancy. Nancy. Nuclear Day. Titor talked about Nuclear Day. N Day. So, it's very interesting. And a little bit scary if this kind of thing happens. But again, I never really saw the Trump card, if you will, being played from John Titor's perspective. Like, it never sounded like Trump was the guy. It sounded to me like Hillary had won, because he referred to the president as he/she. Now, at the same time, you might even argue, because Titor also said, we asked, what's this civil war you talk about in America that's coming? What causes it? Well, I can tell you this. It stems from a problem with the elections. And then he talked about the president being a he/she. Why would you ever, I say this every time, be so politically correct, gender correct, just to be fair to the women, we gotta say he/she and everything, when every freaking president's been a man? You know what I mean? He came and made sure he said he/she, and I think that's for a reason, honestly. And I thought, oh, well, it's supposed to be Hillary. She didn't get it. So maybe this little timeline that John Titor talked about, it's not going to happen. However, what if something were to happen to Trump and Pence? Nancy Pelosi, welcome to your new president. Huh. I certainly don't want that to be the event at the end of the month that Penny Kelly told something's going to happen. I keep using the word event. It's got to be some kind of event in my mind, but she was not set. She never used the word event, other than we're going to be presented with something, and how we react and decide depends on our future. And again, what if it's, oh my God, they just took out Trump and Pence. She's now the president. Are we going to sit back and say, well, I guess we'll try to vote her out in November? Oh no. The Democrats will have sealed the deal. You'll never have an election in your favor ever again, period. It's over. Are we going to just sit back and let it happen? Is that the event? I have no idea. Again, I really was rolling the dice on Donald Trump's got this. We just agree with what he does. That's how we choose. I agree with the president, what he wants to do, we stand by him. That's it, thanks. So, I don't know, this is just very interesting. This is getting really interesting now. And again, I'm going back to Taiwan. Chinese premier left out the word peaceful on Friday in referring to Beijing's desire to reunify with Chinese claimed Taiwan. Reunification, annexation. Another word for it. Forcefully. Let's search for John Titor now. Although I have it in my email, it's easier to search online to just find it real quick. John Titor. China forcefully annexes Taiwan. There it is. His most interesting prediction was that a quick World War III would start in 2015 by the Russian nuking the U.S., Europe, and China over a NATO-led army massing in Germany, moving east towards the Balkans. The Ukraine is part of the Balkans. Below are Titor's predictions from 2000 to 2001. and current events. Anyone else find this a little scary? This person posted this at 2014, which is in a message board. Now, I don't remember if 2015 was the year of that, but that Titor said. I don't remember. Number 1, China would annex South Korea, Japan, and Taiwan. Quote, Taiwan, Japan, and Korea were all forcefully annexed before End Day. As we all know, in November 2013, China created a new air defense zone out of the airspace of Taiwan, Japan, and South Korea forcibly. This is a person commenting. Titor never said China would take land, did he? Number 2, the Olympics would be the last because of conflicts that would be leading to World War III. And he quotes Titor, as a result of the many conflicts, no, there were no official Olympics after 2004. However, it appears they may be revived in 2040. And again, with Titor, the dates he did give, they've come and gone. But at the same time, if you know what he knows, and he was true, let's say he was totally legit, you can't just give everybody the dates, because then the deep state and everyone else knows you know their plans. So, did he throw us off on purpose? Again, I don't know. So the guy replies, as we all know, the Olympics in Sochi were just finished, which is in Russia, very close to Ukraine. During the Olympics, the Ukrainian situation flared up. Yes, the date is wrong, unless he meant 2014 instead of 2004, whatever. And again, when were we supposed to, the Olympics this year? Olympics 2020. It says international awarded Olympiad in 2020 in Tokyo, which was chosen over fellow candidate cities Istanbul and Madrid. And it says the next thing, the Summer Olympics are July 23rd, 2021. If I click on the news tab, yeah, it's basically talking next year. The Tokyo Olympics are 14 months away. Is that enough time? And again, what the hell's going to be going on across the world? You see what's happening. So that'd be interesting to follow that. Number 3, a Euro NATO force would form near Germany and go east towards the Balkans, forcing Russia's hand. And then he quotes Titor, I just saw another story today about the Russians moving nukes into the Balkans to thwart any future expansion by NATO. And the attack on Europe is in response to a unified European army that masses and moves east from Germany. So he says, well, NATO is west of Germany, the Balkans are east of Germany. Titor is saying a NATO force forms near Germany and moves east towards the western part of Ukraine, which is part of the Balkans and pro-Europe. Sadly, everything but a NATO army forming against Russia has happened. With Obama threatening Russia tonight and Russia invading eastern Ukraine, it seems we are days away from this last piece of the puzzle. Why is Obama getting into a fight we don't need or want? I hope people see the danger we're in. Again, he posted this March 1st, 2014. And he's just commenting at some board. And he just says, hey, any Titor fans here? John Titor fans here? So, the China comment is today and yesterday and the day before. Both Hong Kong and Taiwan, although Titor specifically didn't mention Hong Kong. He did mention Taiwan. So, again, man, looking very, very sketchy. Again, if it was supposed to be Hillary, and now that timeline's done, well, we stand a good chance still of a lot of his stuff not happening. If the problem with the elections is we voted for Donald Trump once, we wanted to vote for him twice, big time, and something happened to him, and VP Pence, and Nancy Pelosi became the president. There's the he/she, and his comment on that was, oh, the current president or whatever, just more interested in driving a wedge further in the Bill of Rights. The he/she president coming was more concerned anything else cared nothing about other than keeping the status quo continuing and running, was his words. Now think about this for a second, because this is interesting. The status quo is what we've been having for quite a while. It's the deep state. It's the Democrats. It's the fake voting. It's the fraud. It's the weaponized FBI, CIA. We don't like you. We just make shit up and throw you in jail. And Nancy and them are panicking because they are part of some major crime. If they got rid of Trump and Pence, Nancy becomes the president. She, of all people, would only care about keeping the old status quo back and functioning. Remove this, remove that. We're not doing, no, drop those charges. Done. And then we go back to what we had, and then even worse. And then John Titor had said, well, from the citizens' point of view, what his quote was, when Russia fired those weapons off towards us, they hit the major cities. Well, that's where the major political stuff is. That's where the major populations are, of course. And he says, from our perspective, they were doing us a favor because their enemy was the same as our enemy, basically the deep state. And after this happens, nothing survived as far as deep state, governance. We're going to, federal government, forget about it. So it's just so interesting to see some of this stuff right now. And I really hope this is not about to happen. This is not happening. Because I thought I heard Penny even saying, well, she did her little look-see. I saw Trump getting reelected. Like it looked like he was getting reelected. I thought that was her who said that. So yeah, I hope so. And you should too. So on that note, I'll let y'all go.